Hey friends, how are y'all doing today? So I've already got the animal chores done this morning. Now we need to work in the garden. It is super hot out today. We're already in the 90s in the middle of May. Woo, it's gonna be a hot summer. I have got to get my garden finished planted. One thing I have not planted yet are my winter squashes and my melons and my pumpkin. I didn't buy pumpkin seeds for some reason, so I gotta go out to the store later on today to get those. I do have winter squashes and a watermelon that need to get in the ground so they can get growing. Trying to look to see where we're going to plant everything. The pumpkins are for sure going to go in the corn bed. That's part of my three sisters bed. My corn's already sprouted and it's about this tall now. My beans are planted in there. They haven't sprouted yet, but I got them yesterday in there. I've got to get my pumpkin seeds and get the pumpkins planted in there. Pumpkins planted with your corn will keep the raccoons from getting to your corn because they don't like pumpkin vines. So I'm going to plant the pumpkins with them, the beans planted with them for nitrogen to help feed the corn. As far as squashes go, I've planted a yellow scallop squash. I have planted a dark green zucchini squash. I have to plant buttercup squash and butternut squash as my winter squashes. We like the sweet winter squash. I love it as a side dish to just about anything. And then my melons. Okay, so let's talk where everything's going right now. So the watermelons are sugar baby watermelons, and they're gonna go with the okra. I'm going to plant my sugar baby watermelons with the okra because the okra needs the ground coverage. So as it vines out, as the foliage spreads out, it will shade the base of the okra, the ground of the okra, and keep the weeds from growing up and stealing the nutrients from the okra. So you want to plant a ground cover with your okra. Your okra will grow tall, and so that's a great plant to have, but you need something to cover the ground base of your okra. Otherwise, that ground area is just going to be a wasted space, and nobody wants wasted space in their garden. So that's why I'm planting my watermelons with my okra. You'll also see, if you've seen the week 2 garden tour video, that I planted sweet potatoes in one of my okra beds. It's the same theory as with the watermelons. I just have one that has sweet potatoes, one that's going to have watermelons in it, because we don't eat a ton of watermelon. We love it as a sweet summer, late summer snack, but we just don't eat a whole lot of it. So I don't need a ton of watermelon. So I didn't do 2 beds with watermelon. I just did one with sweet potatoes and okra, and one with okra and watermelon. My winter squashes are going to be more of a nook and cranny type planting. So they're going to be planted in just the open spaces that have full sun. They're going to be spread out randomly. Because of this, and because of them not being in a bed, I'm going to do the mounding system to plant my squashes. So I'm going to go through and loosen the soil with my hand tiller. Good job stepping. Turn, turn, turn. Good job. Keep turning. Yeah. Next up, I will go through and lay on bag topsoil that I purchased. Just because our topsoil is not that great. It has been used in the past as a cotton field. You've heard me say many times. It was left forested for many, many years, so it's not horrible because it's had the leaves and stuff breaking down over it over those years, but it's just not that great. So I'm going to put bag topsoil on top. Then I'm going to top that with the compost that we purchased. Our compost is not ready yet, so that's why I'm using purchased compost.
What are you doing?
Just smearing it out a little bit.
It's my turn.
Gentle, buddy, because we're not flattening our heel, okay? We want it to stay a heel. That way we can plant our seeds up in this heel.
Where'd it go?
I'm just knocking the point of it off. I have to go get them. And we're gonna plant like one right here, and one right here.
Right here.
And one right there. Oh, we're gonna do one right there. Not there, that's too close. Okay, so we can do one there. Oh! They gotta be further apart. Yeah, you think one right there?
Yeah.
So buttercup winter squash is what's going here. And I'm gonna put the same thing over in front of the other strawberry bed behind me. So both of these up front, in front of the strawberry beds, the strawberry sunflower beds, are these buttercup winter squashes. Hold on. 3, 4, I need one more. Good job. Ooh, you like covered that seed in pellets, huh?
Yeah.
Then I will do my alfalfa pellets like I do all of my other beds. And then I will top it with some rabbit manure, their wasted hay, stuff like that that I clean out of the rabbit pen. And then I will top that with mulch. So it's several layers of nutrition, several layers in these mounds to keep my squashes healthy. But that's how we're gonna do the mounded system, and they'll be in random places, random sunny places that I think will kind of be out of the way, but also give them the opportunity to sprawl out and do their thing and grow how they wanna grow. So I will have 2 that I'm doing up in front of my strawberry beds. This has not been planted in front of the strawberry beds because in the future this will be the area between our house and our garden, and so I wanted that left open. Our septic tank will be going here at one point in time, but it's just not something that we have that we're doing yet. We won't be into starting this project by the time I'm ready to pull out the garden. That's something we're going to do late fall in the winter, and so all of my winter squash will be harvested by then. I will also be sticking it in random corners of the garden that get a lot of sun, and it's just going to be nook and cranny gardening, and that is okay. You do not have to garden in straight rows. You do not have to garden in perfect beds. You do not have to have a perfect garden to have delicious food. It is much better to stick plants where you can and let them grow than it is not to plant them. That's the way I'm looking at it. At least I know I'm trying, and I will possibly, hopefully, get some good food out of the deal. If I don't plant them because I don't have enough raised beds or, you know, perfect little plots or whatever, then I'm not gonna get anything. And I just wasted that space. And that's not how I garden, and that's not how we live. We want to grow as much as we can. Even if you have just a few extra 5-gallon buckets, fill them with dirt, plant you some seeds. Even if you don't have the best compost or the best topsoil or the best mulch or whatever, if you plant seeds in there, you have a better chance of getting a harvest than if you didn't plant anything. So give it a shot. Got me another mound put together, and this one I'm gonna have the winter squash butternut Waltham, I think. Waltham, I don't know. That one. Now, before anybody says anything about me planting butternut squash here, buttercup squash there, and pumpkins right behind me in my corn bed, just wanted to let you know the trick to doing that is picking species of squashes that are different species. There's like 3 main types of species of squashes that can't cross-pollinate, and so if you choose squashes from each, like one squash from each of those varieties, then they won't cross-pollinate. If you want to plant squashes that are within the same variety, like your summer squash and your zucchini, and I think my pumpkins, they're all 3 in the same variety, I stagger planted them. So I planted my yellow squash first, waited a couple weeks, planted my zucchini, waited a couple weeks, and then I will plant my pumpkins behind me. I did that so that they would all reach peak maturity at different times and hopefully keep them from cross-pollinating. It's still a long shot. I will still probably try to hand-pollinate a few of them, but that's the best option I got. So if you're wanting to do multiple squash-type varieties in your garden and you don't have like a quarter of a mile to put between your plants so that they don't cross-pollinate, those are your options. Choose squashes from different family species, whatever. Look it up. There's 3 different types. I will put it on the screen here. 3 different types. Some seed packets will say on them what species they are. Like this one says right here on the packet, that it is Cucurbita moschata? I don't know. Don't ask me how you pronounce it, guys. Y'all should have seen me in my nursing career trying to pronounce drug names. It was always hilarious. I don't know. But look for that Latin name there that tells you the species and the genomes of your plant and choose one that's different. Those are your options. Or stagger plant them, which I've done both in this garden. So hopefully it works for us because we want to save our squash seeds to replant in the future. Okay, so we have one more seed to plant, and then we'll get these covered up with rabbit straw hay stuff that's left over in the bottom of our pen, and then mulch. And the next seed is our sugar baby watermelons. So there's my tiny little okra seedlings coming up. And of course, I've got a random one growing right here. How that happened, I don't know. I've only got 4 sugar baby watermelon seeds because I'm going to plant one in each corner of the bed.
Hey,
So we're going to plant it right here in the edge. You can put it in the hole for me?
yeah. The what?
Yeah, they're wet. They're a little slippery too. You got one? Okay, cover it up.
Hey, you see it.
Alright, we just got to do that in each of the 4 corners. Bee or something just flew at me. Alright, here you go. There's another one.
Can put it down.
Yeah, put it in there. Good job. Get it in there. One more.
It's my turn. So,
Alright.
me.
Drop it in.
Eat
Good
the
job.
pumpkin seed.
Those are watermelon seeds, baby. Those were much easier to plant. No digging, no composting, none of that because it was already done for when I planted the okra. My child brought me a handful of squash seeds while I was over there planting those. I don't know what packet they came out of. They look more like butternuts. That's what we're going with. Alright, time to go scoop poop to cover our mounds. And I have me a brand new poop scooper. I've been using a shovel, which works, but it gets dirt and all. This will hopefully get the hay and the manure and leave the dirt. That's what I'm hoping anyways. Rabbit poop's little though, so kind of concerned it's just gonna fall right through. We'll find out. These goofballs lining up here at the door like it's dinner time. Something in my glove. Yeah, you think it was a stick? It's probably time to retire these gloves. They have holes in the fingers, just about all of them. This finger's cut. I go through gloves so fast. I don't think I have a pair anymore that don't have holes in them. They just don't last. I've yet to find a good glove that will last me for more than 3 or 4 months. Look at this one. Yep, That's a hole there. Did not mean to flip you off. Just showing you the hole. Back up, pretty girl.
What's that?
A bee. It just scared me. It landed on me. Ah. Mama's got to let her heart stop racing now. She's like kind of scared of bees over here. Just had one land on her arm. Just give me a minute. I think it was just a carpenter bee, but they don't matter when you're scared of bees. It was a bee.
It's a bee?
Yeah, landed on my arm. Scared me. I'm okay. Girls, back up. Back up.
What are you doing?
poop is all over the place.
The scooter.
Hey, are you okay, buddy? Did you just run into the trailer hitch? To the tailgate? Oh my, your face! See where he hit his cheek. Y'all see Declan in upcoming videos with a bruise on his face. That's what happened. So I got almost a full wheelbarrow full. We use a deep litter method in our colony. Funny thing about rabbits is they pee and poop primarily where they eat and where they drink, of course. So where they eat and drink, we keep that in one area of the colony, and they continuously drop hay and kick it around in that area too. And so it works as an easy deep litter method, and then I just have to clean it out. I do it about every few months just because once hay gets down there in that dirt and manure, they're not going to eat it. They're kind of like goats in that way, and it just kind of sits there and builds up. And so then I come through and I scoop it out, and it can go straight to the garden. It doesn't need to compost. It doesn't need to break down. It doesn't need anything. It can go straight out there on the garden, completely safe. Let's go cover our squash plants in it, and then we'll scatter the rest that we have throughout the garden to give those plants an extra little boost. Well, that should give my tomatoes and peppers a nice little boost. Next, to mulch these other squash beds. And then we're done with planting our melons and squashes. Well, we only had one melon. 4 seeds, one type of melon, or squashes. And then all I have left to plant is pumpkins and the succession sow my lettuces, and that's it until fall. Y'all, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I love gardening, but it has been a constant work to get this garden put in time for the summer season, because we've only been on this property 6 months. 6 months, and we have done a lot in 6 months. We've got a driveway, we've got the RV site cleared, we've got a rabbit colony, we've got meat chickens and layered chickens in chicken tractors, we've got rabbits in rabbit tractors. We have this entire garden area. I mean, it's been a lot. All right, bud, you ready to mulch the rest of these little squash plants over here?
Yeah.
All right. Turn that way, let's see your cheek. We went through a lot of our mulch over here, haven't we, dude?
Yeah.
What's a big old pile?
All done.
It's almost all done.
All gone.
Means Mama needs to get to mulching these brush piles that are piling up around the homestead.
Watermelon.
Yeah, those are our watermelon seeds.
The apple. We eat them, bite them.
We don't bite the seeds, we eat the watermelon.
It's the watermelon.
Okay, done. I have 2 types of winter squash, butternut and buttercup, planted, and 1 type of watermelon, the sugar baby watermelon, planted. And that was 2 buttercup beds, 2 butternut beds, and then the sugar baby went in the okra bed. Pretty successful day, I think. Oh man, I just wiped my face with rabbit poop gloves. Ugh. And I'm gonna end it there so I can go wash my face now. I will see y'all later, friends. Bye.